Full disclaimer, I am in no way trying to trivialize or belittle mental illness or those suffering with one. I'm simply giving my unlicensed opinion, bringing awareness, and stating seek help or advise loved ones to do the same. Side note, I look hella rough in this mukbang. Take the message, y'all, not so much the messenger. My hair was drying. It was like the kids say, little, so... Now that you subscribe, the strain of this mukbang is OG Kush. I've already did 2 pulls. I'm gonna work on my 3rd now. This cart is on its last leg, but it is still producing some bomb ass pulls, just to be clear. So this is the number 4. It's the turkey time, but then I got veto meat added, and it's a giant, so lots and lots. And I think their giant is supposed to measure in at 16 inches. It's like legit carrying a little baby. Barbecue Jimmy John kettle chips. I love kettle chips. We finna have a whole lot of crunch, crunch, crunch. And original plain kettle chips. It's amazing me that, like, out of all the different videos that I've watched, aside from, of course, BLove herself, Family, Darius, ZaddyChunkChunk, aside from them, like, nobody's saying the obvious to me. So I'm gonna say it, because I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. That's what I do. Whether it be here or in the street, I just try to be 100, as they say. Q is mentally ill. I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm not saying it for jokes. I understand the severity of the topic. A lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot, a few people that I personally know said there was like something about her. Like, it's like you can't really subscribe right away. It's like she just rubs you, you know that saying, like, they just rub me the wrong way. I just don't like them. No real reason. I'm just not feeling them. The video for me that I was just like, no, she's not for me, was when she was unboxing the giant Dungeness crab. And there's one thing to be entertaining, to be extra for your audience, but she was doing way too much. My ears couldn't even handle it, on just like screaming. It was like, really though? Like, what? You whole devour this thing, but you're scared of it right now with bands covering its claws and it moving at literally 0.2 miles per hour. So anyway, I don't think she suffers from just one mental illness. I think she suffers from multiple personality disorders, in addition to some other mental problems. And I have my reasons. I have my supporting reasons, so that you can hopefully at the end of this video agree with me or intelligently say why you disagree. Personally, I believe this was Q's plan from day one. Before even crossing the threshold in their home, I believe she was going with the personal agenda of finding something to criticize or to dislike or to complain about. Just put some type of hating type sour on the trip or whatever. And I say personal agenda because I don't believe that she shared it with her sister. I dead ass believe that she manipulated her sister in this situation. However, I feel as though her sister is aware something is medically wrong with her, and is why she is still at fault, because she should have thought before partaking in the BS, point blank period. Aside from knowing that her sister is trouble, and then in addition to her being a devout follower of her religion, those two things together should have prevented her from doing that video and being that way. But you know, I digress. So I've encountered her accused personality before. I wholeheartedly believe that she did not look up to BLove in a positive way, not in like a admiration. I feel like that has a positive connotation attached to it. I feel like she saw this lady who did what she wants to do very quickly, and she decided to follow her, but at the same time, or at least follow the path that she created, or follow her blueprint, but at the same time hate her because she's already in that position. If you haven't encountered this type of personality in your life experience yet, then it's gonna be hard for you to agree with what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I'm doing way too much talking. But it's like I gotta break it down for y'all. These onions are so good. Did that make it worse? Possibly. Yeah, it's almost like too much light. Sorry. If you haven't encountered this type of personality on your life journey, you might not really be able to understand the points I'm about to make. She has the type of personality where she's envied or she wanted to achieve what BLove has, but she has the hatred in the relationship. And it just reminds me of FakeLove. And I feel like it's so unfortunate that I personally believe BLove is such a genuinely good-natured, good-hearted, sweet, kind person that I think she sometimes second guesses her gut feelings about people and thinking, you know, oh, give everybody a chance, or, you know, maybe it's miscommunication situation. When really it's just the matter that they're a horrible person. Point blank, period. Q, oh, she kept saying that the reason that she hadn't posted this then because she didn't want to seem ungrateful then. No, I believe this was something very strategic and calculated. When she did the collabs with BLove, she kept referencing that she was under 100K. She is now at over 300,000 when she posted those videos, I do believe. 300K is very close to 500,000, and just being able to snatch some of the attention from BLove. If you felt that you went somewhere and was mistreated, you just don't treat people like that. You just don't treat people like that. Then there was literally roughly 180 different opportunities she had to say something other than creating 2 videos to monetize, to address something that she never addressed to the individual. So much so that Flavors by Dame, yes, he was there. He was in photos, so he posted a video addressing it because people were like, well, what's up? You was there, you know. And he said he didn't feel no bad vibes. I believe she manipulated her sister. You know, when you have a family member, somebody you love, and they're like, well, and you can convince, like, not even intentionally, but you can convince a family member to have the same views that you have about something. When I moved to San Diego, I was at a gas station in, it wasn't Santa Monica, what was that town? But whatever, a town. And I swear up and down, everybody at the gas station was looking and staring at me. And I was on the phone at the time with someone, and they were like, well, maybe they're looking at you because they see out-of-state plates. And Illinois is nowhere near California. And I'm like, okay, I'll give you that one. That's quite possible, especially over a year later, when I now know that California and San Diego as a whole was one of the, like, in my personal opinion, most diverse places. Like, they have one of the largest Ethiopian populations, Filipino populations, and Illinois or Chicago itself is a big city. Like, I've been exposed to many different races, but I just think California is like a melting pot of its own, to be frank. I can confidently say, wasn't nobody looking at me because I wasn't from around there. If by chance they were looking at me, it could have been for a multitude of reasons. Assessing their surroundings to see who it was. They may have thought I was attractive. They may have thought something I had on was attractive. They may have thought I was someone that they knew. Maybe they weren't even really focusing in on me as much as, you know how sometimes when people are thinking about something and you're just staring off in a direction? Quite possible. So I say all that to say that the whole presumption that as soon as they got in town, everybody's looking at them, these 2 sore black thumbs sticking out in a town where there's already at least 4 other black people. So what we'd have to assume they're accustomed to seeing people with a darker tone or more melanin. You know what I'm saying? But that just kind of kicked off the thing for her in order to be fake and phony and throw that at somebody else, right? We got it. I feel like I look dark, but at least you can actually see the food properly. It ain't about me, right? The barbecue chips are really good. If you all go to the second part that Darius posted the receipts, and you actually pause it when they're showing the text messaging screenshots, you can read that Q basically messages BLove saying like, oh, once again, I love you so much, thank you, or something to that effect. And yeah, sorry I don't comment because, you know, the trolls be on it or something like that. Basically, I wrote it down, didn't I? I don't comment because people can't wait to attack. That's what she said. And then in the video, when she's like, why I don't do collabs, she's actually out of her own mouth saying that she's not gonna comment on on someone's videos knowing she doesn't like them. I believe her exact words was, not gonna comment knowing I don't like someone. She did not like BLove from the beginning. She would have been perfectly content steady jocking the usage of the BLove name in the titles and in the tags and building her exposure off that had BLove never reached out to her. The collabs that she is now raving about, saying she had this great time, it was this, it was that, they're with people that have the same amount of subs as she does or fewer, in which case she is now their BLove, if you know what I'm saying. If you get where I'm going with if you get where I'm going on this road, how about that? Now, I want to address everybody saying that, like, referencing that, like, Darius was too young to be hopping in adult business or whatever. Let's be clear, for anybody who's my complexion and got family members my complexion, you know one thing people don't play about is their mama. I done cursed out quite a few family members over my mother. So, you can say what you want to say, but if somebody can't, first of all, she not only came for his mother, she came for him, his family, and literally their whole household. You see what I'm saying? As a unit, individually and as a unit, she came for them. And let's be clear, they're saying they were blindsided. Dame blindsided. So you're going to be very defensive and you're going to be ready to pop off. Especially if your mother isn't the type of person to do that. When you're young, you got all the spunk, all the fight. You know what I'm saying? So, if anything, you all need to be commending him that he isn't down for letting anybody disrespect his mother, himself, or the rest of his family. Q comes off as extremely extra. Once again, if you do not agree, go and watch the video that I'm referencing with the Dungeness Crab unboxing. And if you don't come out of that thinking she's extra, then my darling, so are you. Anywho, I believe it's very possible that Darius had some type of expression on his face when they greeted him, and probably because they were too much. Like, high energy isn't the same as welcoming, friendly energy. High energy actually typically makes people anxious. So, if he's all mellow, he referenced he probably wasn't even feeling his best. But if he's in a mellow state and you, oh my gosh, hi, it's going to be like, hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, no, I'm not finna meet you with that because that's not who I am. And why are you like that? You know what I'm saying? To the defense of Nate, Q is like, oh, it just made it seem, first of all, without addressing every single little complaint she had, let's be very clear. If you were to go to someone's home and they were to mistreat you, your stay or your experience would be a little bit more like, oh, we got y'all some sleeping bags and y'all can sleep in the basement. Or, yeah, can you please not sit on the furniture? We got these folding chairs for you. Or, so this is your half that you need to pay before you can do this collab. Okay? But no, none of that happened. Also, another note on the terms of fake love. Why would Q never post a video on her channel of her with BLove? It couldn't have been a money problem because they have hella cheap fast food options, or I'm sure there's some plate chicken joint with a wing special. If you had the gas, the 8 hours worth of gas to get there, I'm sure sis had an extra $30 to $50 to do a mukbang. Maybe she wasn't in a position to shell out all the seafood for another collab, but McDonald's, chicken wings, Jimmy John's, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had options, sis. But that shows another time when I'm telling you it was fake love from the beginning. It was, oh, I'm going to kiss her, but I don't like that bitch because I want that bitch spot. And it's crazy because they're not even in the same age bracket. Like, everybody can shine. Everybody can shine simultaneously, or some people have their solo. Let them have their solo. Don't try to cut their solo short. Don't try to upstage their solo. Just let people have their solo the same way you want yours. But no, couldn't wait. Getting back to address my bullet points now. Nate didn't seem friendly. I believe once they got there, they picked up, they used their power of discernment. It was like, get her out of the house. People can choose who they want to be warm to and who they don't. And if they can sense that you don't mean well, that something ain't right, that I can't put my finger on it, but then yeah, people are entitled to behave how they want to behave. But at no point have we overheard her say that she was kicked out of the home, that she was truly mistreated. Said, oh, we're going to use silverware, but we're giving you forks. No. So anybody who feels as though she has a leg to stand on, what are you really condoning in terms of, or what are you really considering to be mistreatment? Because in my personal opinion, the fact that she was even allowed into their home is hospitality in and of itself. BLove could have rented a room. They could have decided to do a public mukbang. They could, many of options. They could have said, we'll come to your hotel room. Many options aside from, hey, I'm going to let you come into my home where I rest my head, where I've raised my children, where my husband rests his head. You see what I'm saying? Like, that in and of itself, in terms of a TY reference, that he was just kind of surprised at how quickly they were able to come up with the screenshots. I know I'm one of the people that maybe a lot of people hate, but I really don't delete my text threads. I don't. That's typically why I get the largest capacity iPhone, because you just never know. Sometimes it's not even about keeping a record of something specific that was said between you and that person, but there's been times when I've been able to use that as a guideline for some type of other event. Like, oh, well, I was texting such and such on this day about this, and then that's when, you know, it's just different things. Whatever. I'm sentimental sometimes. Shout out to Darius, because the editing on that video, baby. I feel like we deserve a ringtone. Like, people are fake and phony. I cried almost the whole 8 hours. People are fake and phony. Like, the way he kept going with that, it was just like, I need that on my phone right now. Okay. I'm gonna run down with you. I legit, like I said, I believe she is truly mentally ill. She'll be the next Trish Patajas, or however you pronounce that lady's name, having a whole mental breakdown on her channel, and still keeping her subs or gaining more, or just becoming the ultimate villain for all the trolls on the tube. There were quite a few ways in which she contradicted herself, or just painted a good picture like there was a good story when it really wasn't. She was like, God can strike, in her first, and I'm speaking of Q still, in her first video, she's like, God can strike me down. She hadn't said nothing. Like, strike you down if you lying about what? You ain't said nothing, sis. I want to meet my family. That's how she felt, because she's like, oh, they portray themselves as this like a family channel. So, you know, when I got there, it was like, I want to meet my family. What's my family? Why wasn't everybody there to greet me? Did you think they were the Brady Bunch? You thought everybody was going to be on the steps lined up to say, hey, EWQ, how are you? Maybe the lifeline that BLove extended made you feel too much like a superstar, sis. And trust and believe, while the collabs do generate more followers for BLove, she was already at the level to which it didn't have to be you. You wasn't popping like that. It could have been anybody else. But she was given into the request of her subs who were saying, oh, they wanted to see you with her. So she decided to extend the olive branch. And look what you did. Another sensitive topic is racism. She stated that she felt like racism is something they could have related on, because we deal with it every day. That in and of itself was enough to me to just be like, why is somebody else out there watching what I'm watching and think that this girl is batshit crazy? Because you're bonding on mukbangs, boo. That's what you're bonding on. You're bonding over YouTube. Racism is not something that every black person needs to be trying to go through with the next black person to see who didn't hurt more, or who hasn't hurt, or what type of hurt have you experienced. No, that's not what black people want to bring to the table when we sit down. Of course, it does at times come up, but you saying, oh, I feel like everybody is racist here. And you want somebody to be like, girl, yeah, we live in a racist town. I love living in a racist town. You sound stupid. And even more so, if there was a speck of, I felt like I've ever looked, BLove ever felt like she was looked that funny, why would she want to make you uneasy? Why would she want to make any guest uneasy? So of course she would not want to feed into, oh, I felt like I was stared at. And not to mention, BLove probably has experienced what most people have when you move away from your hometown, and you're a little bit more sensitive, because people, when you're at home, when you're in your hometown, your home city, people looking at you. People, you feel like employees following you around the store, but it's not that big of a deal. You're not blaming whomever that all of a sudden people looking at you in your city. No, you just be like, what you looking at? Or, I know I'm cute, and you go about your business. But it's a big deal now. It's real racism now, right? If didn't nobody say nothing to you, you could probably wasn't racism. Maybe it was you. Maybe it was your behavior. Maybe it was your demeanor. Maybe they know a demon when they see one. I don't know. Anyway. So, back to me being dead ass serious about her having a mental illness and multiple personality disorders. She referenced more than a couple times about her looking crazy or people calling her crazy. She said that she wanted the footage edited and the collab because she's like, it makes me look crazy. Let's get to what the plan was. Q is a manipulator. At the very least, she manipulates her sister, but to be honest, she's I'm not going to say a master manipulator because I don't think she's doing a good job, but she's a manipulator nonetheless. She had her sister believing that she was going with the intention of meeting her mukbang idol, learning from the master, and having the time of her life, when really she knew she did not like this woman because this woman is in the position she wants to be in, but she does want to learn from. I've experienced this with a coworker. I get this. I was doing good. I had the best numbers in the business. New girl comes in. She's like, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm going to find out. And she tried to be cunning and kiss up to me a little bit, but I knew a demon when I saw one. So I wasn't feeling it. I didn't feed into it. I did not return the friendly. So then that's when I really became like, I really got to figure out how she's number one and get her spot. And it wasn't about me. It could have been anybody. It could have been whoever was number one. And that's what this is. The one thing, or some more things that I didn't like about the sister Chelsea Chu's apology is I feel like it was genuine to a level because she realized that the whole truth was not told to her, that her sister manipulated her. Probably again. I'm sure this is not the first time. But she was there for the mess. For the mess. Even I personally think she didn't know about the Cash App. That's what I think is one of the main things. That she's like, there's information I just became aware of. I think it was the Cash App. Any rational person, even if your sister is telling you, I didn't have a good time, I took this personal, I took this personal, I took this personal, you might be like, okay, well, I don't know. But a very clear sign is after you visit someone, they send you a gift, and a cash gift at that. Like, she didn't have to send whatever she sent. She could have given you a $20 box of edible arrangement chocolates or something. You know what I'm saying? Told you to go pick it up at the one by your crib and called it a day. Or she could have just said congratulations with no gift or monetary value attached. Congratulations and good luck. And scoop, scoop. if it was such a business transaction. But never mind that. So the sister didn't know about that, and that changes things. Because for any rational person, even if you felt that way, once you hear this person still being constant and gifts, you're going to tell your sibling, relative, you really are tripping. You really need to think about this. I don't think they have any ill will, or you just took it the wrong way, and you should communicate with them. But no, she was down for making this video talking ish because Q still was playing victim, and Q was also telling her of how this was going to be beneficial for them, of the trickle down that will get her more subs. And we know how the story goes after that. Old school. You sorry? What you sorry for? The sister just apologized, but not for anything specific. Oh, Steph and Tasha. Now, Steph and Tasha, you know what? One of the first videos of theirs that I had ever saw was their exposing BLovesLife collab video. And that's when I was like, oh, I like them. They real ones. Because I did kind of think like, I know this ain't nobody saying nothing negative about BLove. Like, what? No. And of course it wasn't. But because there is nothing negative to say. There is... I think it was like JJ's. It's a review channel. It's a couple. And they were saying that in the mukbang community, we treat BLove like she's God. Like she's our God. Everybody's putting her name in the titles and stuff. And he was making it seem like it was some simp shit and saying like, oh, it couldn't be him. But let's be very clear. Just as they said, their mother is a pioneer for the black community. She is the first to do it. Anyone after is after. So, and she's sweet. It's not like she's the first to do it and she's a whole asshole. You see what I'm saying? Like, she's sweet with it all. So, yes, you could put her on the equivalent of a Princess Di for the mukbang community. Now do you get it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about kissing ass. Like, some people just... Okay. Anyway, that's how I knew there was some real ones, Steph and Tasha, because they kept it real. It was a clickbait video, but it wasn't no, I'm finna trying to tarnish somebody's reputation for subs and for views. Oh, that's right. When I was saying, she like, oh, this my family. I want to be my family. But then she also said, I'm not checking nobody in their house. I don't know these people. Which one is it? Do you know them? Had you been talking? How do you have expectations if you don't know them? I hope I presented my argument well. I personally feel like it was kind of all over the place. I tried to organize my thoughts quickly. Not sure if I did a good job. If you think I did a good job, thumbs up this video, and of course subscribe. But ultimately, just to give you a recap, Q is mentally ill. No cap. When she has always had fake love for BLove, that is why Darius and Chunk, her boys, and her husband all keep looking out for her and have to protect her, because she is essentially too sweet. And these wolves in sheep's clothing try to take advantage of that. And I say plural, not to necessarily include Q's sister, but this is not the first time someone has basically betrayed BLove in a clout chase. With that being said, everything that has taken place on behalf of them, they're a class act. They did exactly what they were supposed to, when they were supposed to, how they were supposed to, executed it beautifully and with class. Everything. Q posted an apology video. I seen a snippet on it, a snippet of it based on Tosh Time's video, and it's gone. And from the snippet I saw, it wasn't an apology to BLove and family. It was an apology to the mukbang community for being messy. Excuse me. And that's probably because she didn't like the backlash she got from it. Because point blank, hands down, what are you exposing? The person she kept saying, I'm not the only one who feels that way. I'm not the only one who feels that, is your sister. A person who has a very, if not identical, background and upbringing to you, so is more inclined to believe or agree when you feel funny about something. What's the girl's name? Q manipulated her sister. She manipulated BLove, and she's manipulating the mukbang community. She is trying to get everybody to believe a tagline that never existed because she created it. That was her intention. She created it in her head, so much so that she is now believing it. But this was her plan from the beginning. This was her plan from the beginning. If you idolize someone, if you look up to them, why would you not want to comment every chance you got? Let's be clear. Go check the comment section. There are people prior to this situation saying hateful stuff in her comments, and I was just like, oh my goodness, like I didn't know it got like that in people in the mukbangers comments sometimes. But they were talking about her trying to sell stuff, just all the her being too extra, like on the verge of being the next Trish. She's blocked some people like CY. I think she's blocked people who she already knows is not going to agree with her actions, or who she feels as though she indirectly offended with some of the things she said. When they were like trying to take jabs at Darius, there are lots of people like Darius that you're essentially taking a jab at too. You know what I'm saying? She thought she was going to be being funny, and suppose now it comes off as being hateful. And for someone who's already feeling marginalized based on your racial struggle, you're now putting someone under potential sexual orientation scrutiny. That's what we're doing, sis, in 2019 on our public platforms. Okay, someone who's a child at that. Oh, okay, since we reference a child or a grown man, though we still feel that we have struggles from racism, but we want someone else with the same skin as us to feel bad about some choice in life. Gotcha. This is no different than situations that happen every day in life, where someone wants to ruin the reputation of another person for whatever their personal agenda is. When people talk mess about people or say this and that, question it. Question why, and be rational about what you're hearing, because she kept telling you everything that they said and did, but she didn't tell you like what she was saying that may have prompted that. She kept saying BLove was saying stun on them girl, stun on them girl, trying to make BLove seem like some money hungry, flashy type person. And to be fair, I believe she was playing a timid role. Like, well, you know, I'm just, and she like, girl, no, don't. And you know, the haters, and BLove was trying to, what she thought was build up the confidence of this little flower and telling her, no, girl, you get your shine on. You do you, sis. If them haters got something to say, then you stun on the haters, not just stun on everybody. She's just trying to make it seem like BLove is just this Cruella de Vil. And she did a piss poor job of it. So for anybody who even ran with thinking it prior to even hearing their responses, shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. If you agree with me, just go ahead and drop hearts in the comments. If you disagree, feel free to let them fingers do their Twitter thing or be fly free on the keyboard and tell me why you believe the nonsense that they would invite someone to their home to treat them like shit. So tell me your opinion either way. I'm always down to bounce ideas off. I was in MCS, that's me, comments, and one of her subscribers was like, she think Q did this because BLove's husband was not nice to her and she was really just there to see him. I thought that was the funniest one I have ever heard. Like, wait, she got a crush on him? When she have a crush on the husband? Type situation. But nonetheless, I love it. It is what it is. We rock with BLove. We stand with BLove and fam. But I digress. This was fire. You're dope. This is Dope Eating. See you in a couple days. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and drop them comments if you stand with BLove. Them comments. Drop them hearts if you stand with BLove and Darius and Chunk and Hubby Dubby Dubby Soup. Alright, bye y'all.